everyone, welcome back to our programming tutorial series. In today's video, we are going to discuss about arrays. Arrays are incredibly useful data structures that allow us to store and manipulate multiple values in a single variable. So let's jump right in and explore the world of arrays. Before we begin, let's quickly define what an array is. Simply put, an array is a collection of elements, such as numbers or strings, that are stored in a contiguous memory block. Each element in the array is assigned a unique index, starting from 0. This index helps us access and manipulate specific elements within the array.
Now, let's talk about how to create an array in various programming languages. In most languages, you declare an array by specifying the data type of its elements and providing a name for the array. Let's take a look at an example. In this example, we have declared an array called numbers that can store integer values. We have initialized the array with 4 elements, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Remember, the index starts at 0, so the first element, 2, is at index 0, the second element, 4, is at index 1, and so on.
Now that we have our array, let's explore some common operations we can perform on arrays. One of the most basic operations is accessing elements by their index. We can retrieve a specific element from an array by using the array name followed by square brackets containing the desired index. In this code snippet, we are accessing the element at index 2 in our numbers array, which is 6. Remember, the indices are 0-based, so index 2 corresponds to the third element.
Another important operation is modifying elements within an array. We can update the value of an element by assigning a new value to a specific index. Let's take a look at an example. Here, we are updating the value at index 1 to be 10. So the numbers array will now become 2, 10, 6, 8. By modifying elements, we can easily change the data stored in an array during runtime.
Besides accessing and modifying individual elements, we can also perform operations on the entire array. For example, we can calculate the length of an array, which tells us how many elements it contains. Most programming languages provide a built-in method or property to retrieve the length of an array. In this code snippet, we are using the length property to determine the number of elements in the numbers array, which is 4. The length of an array is dynamic and can change as we add or remove elements.
Finally, let's briefly touch on looping through arrays. Looping allows us to iterate over all the elements in an array and perform actions on each element. We can use different types of loops, such as for loops or for each loops, depending on the programming language. Here, we are using a for loop to iterate through each element in the numbers array and print it to the console. This way, we can easily perform operations on all the elements without having to write repetitive code. And that's a basic overview of arrays. They are powerful tools for managing collections of data in programming. With arrays, you can store, access, and manipulate multiple values efficiently.
Thank you for watching today's tutorial on arrays. We hope you found it helpful in understanding this essential concept. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more programming tutorials and tips. Until next time, happy coding!